Earlier this week, Amazon had announced that essentially by September 2nd, every single seller had to check all of their variation themes and parentages to make sure that you weren't going to be using what they're considering a redundant and deprecated theme variation by September 2nd. And essentially, if you were, they were going to give you the kibosh on your parentage and it would break right away. So people were freaking out thinking that this meant that every single one of their potentially high value parentages could break if they were using one of these deprecated values, especially because all of these deprecated values were legacy. There were people that hadn't changed any of their variation themes in years and were still using some of these deprecated values. Well, as of today, Amazon essentially came out with this saying that they are talking about updating to irrelevant and redundant variation themes where essentially there have been no sales in the past 12 months. So now we essentially have until November 30th for updating any that they deem fit, no longer on that September 2nd that they were talking about initially. But even more so, they're only going to be removing ones on September 2nd from that deprecated list that have no sales in the past 12 months. So essentially, if you have gotten a sale on your listing in the past 12 months, your variation theme is completely fine. There is zero issue going on. Now, this is what I will say essentially a major walk back on Amazon's part, probably because there was huge confusion because they did not explain this properly the first time they were talking about it. On top of that, they're essentially saying your existing variation families will continue to operate normally with no disruption to sales. So this is a fairly innocuous type of update from Amazon, but essentially if you have gotten sales on one of your top parentages, you should not have any issue with it. So you can actually go ahead and view the variation themes planned for removal on that September 2nd mark. Again, they'll keep updating us over time as to what they will fully remove within the next few months by November 30th as well.